Hello, everyone.
Right.
How are we doing today?
Pretty good.
Hopefully everybody can hear me. I'm responding via chat. Hopefully you can see some chats. Good deal. All right. Well, welcome. Today's webinar is we're going to talk about our new application that we have. KRB Tech Tools is an application for iOS and Android devices, and it allows users to have all of the KRB manuals in the palm of their hand. So we're just going to briefly go over the application, some of the features and benefits, and we'll have a time for questions and answers. So if anybody has any questions or wants to raise their hand or put a chat in, I'll try to answer them at the end. Okay. So also, I'm going to assume that everybody has downloaded the application and is logged into the tool, because that's where I'm going to kick off from. I'm not going to go through downloading and logging in. You'll need to do that ahead of time. If you haven't done that, you can do it later, and you can follow along here, or feel free to pick up your device now and try to download it and get logged in, and you can follow along on your phone if you prefer. So without further ado, it looks like we've got about 14 or 15 people joining us, so that's great. And we'll be recording this session and, of course, putting it up on our YouTube channel under our webinar playlist and on our online service center. And if you have feedback after this, after the webinar, and you want to contact me directly, go ahead and you can email me at tfalk@krbmachinery.com. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and start in. I see some people are trying to download now, and it's saying that the device is not authorized. Please contact me after the webinar, and I'll try to give you some technical help there. Okay. All right. So first, I'm going to share my device, and this takes just a couple seconds for me to switch that on for my phone. So bear with me 1 second while I switch over. All right. Okay, you also be able to see my screen now. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into the application. There's a picture of my dog. So the first thing you're going to come to when you log in, and after you've downloaded and logged in the first time successfully, and again, if you're having issues with that, we'll contact me afterwards and we'll help you out there. You'll come to what we call the home screen. There are, excuse me 1 second while I turn on a annotation device so you can see what I'm doing. So at the top of the screen, there's a couple different views. This is the list view. There's also a panel view where you can swipe across. I prefer the list view. You'll see a refresh button at the top. And what that does is it allows you to see the latest, greatest changes. As we continually update our manuals, if you're not seeing a change that you've been told has been made, you can hit the refresh button and it should bring up the latest, greatest content. And at the very bottom of the home screen, you're going to see a favorites button, and we'll talk about favorites in a little bit. And of course, you can get back to the home screen, and the search is also here. Now, the search is one of the things, one of the reasons why I wanted to conduct this webinar. I think it's important to note that the search from the home screen will help you drill down to the manual you want. When you're in the manual, you will actually be searching for a part number or terms, and I'll show you that here in a little bit as well. So that kind of covers the home screen. You'll also notice one of the differences on the home screen is that there is a menu that looks a little bit different. And if I click that, there is that favorites link that we saw at the bottom. And again, I'll cover that in a little bit. Collections, I'll cover that in a little bit too, but a collection is essentially a favorites list of articles or pages. You'll see procedures. Now, this is actually functionality in this software that we have not turned on, so it doesn't really pertain to this particular webinar, but I thought I'd mention it. You can add attachments, so pictures, drawings, they can be added to a shortcut list for your quick access right from the home page. And then if you have a problem with the app, you can contact the developer directly, but with this help button. And the About Us tab really just tells you kind of what version of the software we're running. So there's not a lot of information there, but you know, if the developer would have a problem, you could tell them what version of the app you're running. So that's essentially what the home menu looks like. So that kind of covers the home page. And I want to cover the search on the home page. Remember, we have a search button down here. So if I click that, I'm actually going to be then able to search for a particular manual. So I would, I'll show you, for instance, I will type in the manual. I'll do 111 and hit search, and it'll bring up auto bar benders, and then the 111 manual PM sheets can be found under that. So that's how the search works from the home page. When we get down to a publication page and we drill down to that menu and search, I'll show you how that works in just a little bit. Okay, so once we're in the publications, menu, you'll notice a couple of things. One is that up at the top of the screen, there's another menu button. If I click that, my menu looks a bit different as I drill down into individual publications. Right here, about this title would give you more information. We really haven't posted much about the different titles. The headline of the title should be descriptive enough for you to find it. You can choose to remove something from a favorite if you want. And again, we'll cover how to add things to favorites in a bit. If there's a new publication that's posted, you can subscribe to be notified if new manuals are posted. And then, of course, any notifications that you sign up for will be visible here. You can use your refresh button to get the latest, greatest content. It gets you back to home here. You'll have a favorites tab, again, your attachments. You can sign out and see your collections all from this kind of shortcut menu once you're in a publication. So it's a little bit different than the home menu, some additional options for you. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out too. That's a little bit different. Let's drill down into a manual and talk a little bit more about the detail on how the search works once you're in a manual. So I'm particular to the Magnabed 111. I don't know why, but I'm gonna go and take a look at that manual. And there's a couple things we'll notice that there's a search bar that appears here once we've drilled into the manual content. And what you'll see is a listing of essentially the headlines that would appear in our PDF manuals. So you can browse the particular topic you like and drill down that way, or you can actually search for terms and or part numbers. So for instance, if I'm up in the search box and I'm looking for a gear of some kind, I can type in gear. I have to remember it's not on my keyboard, it's on my phone. Trying to switch back between keyboard and phone. Confuse myself, so bear with me. So this will bring up a list of anywhere that a gear appears. For instance, I can look in a parts list. And if I scroll down, the tool will highlight anywhere the word gear appears. So it's helpful to search that way. Also, the search is very helpful. Sorry, I moved my screen. The search is helpful also if you have a part number that you know and you want to drill down directly to the part number. I can type that in. So I'm wondering if let me see if I can get some background noise. So I'm going to try to mute everybody. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I think I got the sound taken care of there. Okay, so we were talking about part numbers and searching by part number in the app. So I've entered my part number in. I'm going to click search, and I see that it's going to show up in my list of mechanical replacement parts, number 5. I'll drill down to that, and again, it will highlight the part number for me. And tell me the description and give me the picture of it. So it's quite handy to use for searching part numbers. If once I'm in a bill of materials and a picture, you can browse this a bit differently than say a PDF. You can actually click on the image, and using pinch and pull, you can zoom in and out of that image, scroll around, and view it in close detail. So as you get to some of the other drawings, you need to zoom in and get more detail, you can do that. You just hit done to get out of it. What I like about this is it again highlights it. So if I found my part, what I can do is I can just click on it, highlight it, and copy it. And because we now have parts online, you can browse right out to our online service center. Click parts online. You can go to your Magna Bend 111 part. There's a search box there. I can paste my part in, hit go. And there's my gripper pad, and I can add it to the cart. And then you can go ahead and go into the shopping cart and order those parts right online with the KRB parts online. So another way we're trying to make it easier for you guys out in the field to look up drawings, bills of materials, part numbers, and get them ordered right away. So your machinery doesn't stay down for very long. So I wanted to show you that. So I'll get out of the, and we'll go back to the app. So we talked about a little bit about, we showed you the collections and favorites, and I want to tell you the difference between that. So let me go back to that gripper parts, just because I think it's a good example. So as we drill down into a page, you're going to notice that this menu pops up here. And if you click on that, it allows you to add individual, what we'll call articles or pages, into a collection. So it's a list of shortcuts, essentially. So you give it a name and hit create. And then when you go into that side menu, again, under collections, you'll see you have gripper now. So this allows you to kind of customize the content, how you view it. So if you're constantly looking up a particular drawing, or you're really ordering some consumable parts all the time, you can save those drawings and bills of material right to your collections and drill down them fast without having to browse through or search a part number. So that's kind of a handy feature. The other thing to do is adding a manual to a favorite. And what that does is adding a favorite really puts a category of manuals in your favorites, not an individual manual. So if you have double benders and you want to add that as your favorites, all the double bender manuals will be quickly accessible to you. So what do I mean by that? So if we go to the menu and go to favorites, I notice that I've added auto bar benders to my favorites list. So the difference between collection and favorites is adding a category of manuals, and collections is adding individual pages or articles. So that's the differentiator I wanted to show you there. Okay, so I really want to only take 15 minutes to buzz through some of the capabilities of the tool. I would really encourage you all to get in and use it. Again, my email is tfalk@krbmachinery.com. If you have any feedback via email, you want to call me on my mobile, 717-870-4905. I'm available that way too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute everybody, and we'll have 15 minutes for questions and answers if there are any. And if not, we'll be able to get out of here early and get you guys on your way on your day. So I'm going to go ahead and start unmuting folks. I'm going to ask you to unmute. So if you all can unmute yourselves, if you have any questions, I'll take them now. Are there any questions via chat? Let me pull my chat up. I'm going to stop the screen share right now and go back to my view. Okay, so I noticed that Joseph is having issues with the trying to download and log in. Again, Joseph, if you want to call me or shoot me an email after this session or sometime tomorrow, whenever it's convenient for you, let me know what the problem is. We'll try to get it resolved for you. So I see Alberto and Donnie and Dan are online. Any questions from any of you guys? Okay.
Mine's just for the device, that's all.
What's that?
Mine was just for the not working, but I'll contact you tomorrow or something.
Okay. Is this Joseph?
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry that you're having issues, Joseph. Yeah. Are you using an iOS device by any chance?
Just an Android.
Android. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So you'll have to, once you download the software, you'll have to get in and create a login. But I think you were getting an invalid user.
Yes, it was. Here, I'll open it up again.
I was going to ask, did you just recently download the application, or did you download the application a few days ago and then?
A few days ago.
So I would suggest deleting it. And there wasn't. We had an error, quite honestly.
Okay.
And there were other, like Alberto was also experiencing issues. Yeah, I think he had the same error, but he was getting it on a Mac iOS device. So if you could delete it and try it again, and let me know if there's an issue, hopefully the developer has corrected it.
Okay, I'll try that now.
Appreciate it. And I'm happy to hang on. If anybody else has no other questions, you can feel free to log off. I'll hang out and see if Joseph has any luck with this. So I'll send my email out here. It's in the chat. So if anybody wants to contact me, and my mobile number is also coming your way. So if you need to call me directly, feel free to do that. All right. Well, thanks for your time. I'll hang out a bit with Joseph while he downloads and tries it again. Alberto, I don't know if you want to do the same thing or if you're still having issues, but you can contact me and let me know as well.